Hello again, Randy in the shop today. Working on some more of this 4L80 stuff. I have the case all clean. This direct drum is clean. Center support is clean. And now what I'm going to do is the center support has got a small lube hole right here. I'm going to enlarge that hole. And then there's another one in the back here. You can see maybe right here. We're going to enlarge these two holes to 1/8 inch. This will increase, this one here will increase lubricant to your low roller clutch. And this one here, I'm not really sure what that's for. I believe it's for direct clutch apply. So let me get the drill here and we'll get these drilled out, and then I'm going to show you what modification needs to be done to the drum. All right, now we're going to get this hole drilled here. All right, I got you set up at the press here. Now we're going to press this center support bushing out. Put that in there like that there. Got my extension here. And here we go. All right. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to rewash this here and I'll be back. All right, back over at the press here. I took a Sharpie marker and marked where that hole is. And I took the bushing and I also made a Sharpie marker down the side, and that way you get that lined up correctly like that. Because it's real important that you have that hole lined up, otherwise it's not going to work correctly. bushing straight. Looks like it is. All right, here we go. Slide this down a little bit here so you can see a little bit better. Get my extension on there, so I finish pressing that in. Okay. Check this here once a minute here and see if we're in far enough. Yep, give it just a little bit more. Yep, we're good. So, meet you back over at the bench. All right, back over at the bench here now. We're going to be installing the lip seals. Go in there like that. And you have to make sure that when you install these, you get the lip on them the right way. Actually, I got the wrong seal here. Be right back. Okay. That installs in that groove there, just like that. And we'll take a little bit of lube here. Break open my other tub of lube here. This one's about gone. Just like that. And then what I always like to do is I'll take lube here and I'll pack this snap ring groove full. just like that. And what that does, it helps this inner lip seal pass over the groove for the snap ring. And it slides on just like that. Okay. I'll swing it around and over to my press here, and we'll get the retaining plate and the snap ring put on. All right, got you over at the bench here at the vise. Oh, excuse me. Got my retaining plate, my snap ring. Swing this over here. My finger's centered up on there. Crank this down. And then have the columns tighten up. Get this back in there. There we go. Here we go. Just like that there. Got a little screwdriver. Make sure that rotates, it's in the groove good. Just like that. Release it. Turn this out of the way here. And grab the blowgun here and we'll air check it. Looks good. Okay, I'll be back. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to put our sealing rings on. It goes just like that. One on the bottom. And one on the third groove there, just like that. We're leaving this O-ring off, sealing ring off, because we're dual feeding the direct piston. should be good. Okay, our center support and intermediate clutch piston is all done. So we'll set that aside for now. Okay, now we got the front planetary that goes in the back of the transmission here. Already knocked the bushing out of it. We're going to install a new bushing here. Find my right driver here. That's the one right there. You want it just flush with the surface. Just a little bit more here. There we go. Just flush with the surface like that. Just a touch bit below. Okay, and that bushing that I just installed actually rides on this inner race right here. Gives us a quick test fit. If it's good. Okay. Now what we're going to do is install the low roller clutch. Here's your new low roller clutch. This installs with these tabs down. Goes in just like that. And it rides on this race right here. Get it in there. There we go. Just like that. Just like that. And that will allow this to spin one direction, but it locks the other direction. Okay. Take this back out of there. This part is done. I'll be back. Now we're going to be starting on a direct drum here. And what we're going to do, I have a little punch mark right here. We're going to drill a 50 thousandths hole right there. And what that'll do is it will keep this clutch from partially applying in first gear, because in first gear this drum is spinning opposite engine rotation at about 70% speed, and the fluid that gets trapped behind here, if it has no place to go, it will try to centrifugally apply this clutch. So that's why we got to drill a little bleed hole there. Let me get a drill and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to do my best to get you in here where you can kind of see what's going on. Get this started here. All right, here we go. Here we go, we're through. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but the hole's through. And you want it just at the bottom, like in that little radius right at the bottom. You don't want it on a seal surface at all for the piston seal. You want it just below that, just like that. Okay. Let me get these drills put away here. I'll be right back. Okay, I got this direct drum all rewashed. When you take this apart, the direct drum is going to have an inner piston seal here. You leave that seal out because we're dual feeding this piston. So you don't put that back in. All right, I'm going to take our lube here. Lube this all up real good. All around the bottom. And around here. Just like that. And again, it's the same thing. I take and fill the snap ring groove with this transmission assembly lube, and that will help the inner piston seal from getting caught in there. Just like that there. This is your direct clutch piston, and these are a bonded piston seal. They're not like the ones I tried to explain earlier, the early stamp steel pistons that had an O-ring that fit in a groove. These are all bonded together, and this is going to slide in here. Get some lube on here. And you can use an old paintbrush or whatever to put this lube on with. I just got a parts washing brush, and that's what I use. Now I'll get our lip tool here. Get this kind of fed around here. And be careful that you don't cut the seal when you're trying to put this in. That one's not going to cooperate. Hang on a second, I'll be right back. I made like years ago, I made like a seal compressor for these pistons. And it just slides in there like that. And you put this on here, like that there. And push the piston in. Done. It's like that. It's another one for the forward clutch. This is direct clutch. You can get them in by using this here and feeding it around. But I found that this is much simpler. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put our spring retainer on, and I'll be back. This sits on there like that there. When I turn the compressor down, it compresses that spring, which exposes that snap ring groove right there. Hang on just a second. Okay, now I'm going to put the snap ring on. Get that started in the groove there. And get a screwdriver. Get in the groove there. I'm gonna get a snap ring pliers. Be right back. Okay, try this again here. It's like that there. Make sure snap ring is in the groove good. And we'll release this here. Like that. And that's all there is to it. I'll bring you over to the other side of the bench here, and I'll show you how we're going to air check it. Okay, we'll slide this direct drum on the center support with our sealing rings, like that there. And we're going to apply air in one of these holes here. I'm going to block this one with my thumb. and you can see the piston move. Okay, so that air check's good. If you generally put a little bit of air in one of these holes, blocking the other one with your finger, and if this piston doesn't go up and down, if you hear a lot of air leaking, pull it back apart and find out what's going on. But this is good. So all right, we'll take the center support, we get this back out of the way. Flip this over. This is your inner sprag race. This is your outer sprag race. This needs to be installed with the grooves up, just like this here. Let me go get our new sprag and I'll put that on and I'll be right back. Okay. These are one of the shields for the sprag. The sprag slides on here like this. Then this outer race you put on by gently rotating it and trying to feed those little dog bones in with your finger. As you turn it. Sometimes I find it easier to put it in the outer race first. You can kind of just manipulate it in place like that. And this has got to go on here like so. Push this down, and the sprag should rotate freely to the right, and it should lock when you turn it to the left where it wants to turn the whole drum, but it should freewheel to the right and lock to the left. If you get that wrong, the rear band is going to try to hold it, and the rear band is going to burn up, and you're more than likely you won't have second gear. This goes on. This is your little seal ring, seal plate for that. What I want to do is I want to put some oil on there first. Here, let me see what I got. Okay, like that there, and your retaining plate, and your, it's like a giant spiral lock that goes on here. And you just feed this into place. Just like that there. I usually get a little hammer, screwdriver here, just to make sure this is in all the way, just like that. This is a much nicer deal than with a 400. 400, they just had a snap ring that came on there, and a lot of times the snap ring come loose, and then this plate comes loose, and it starts grinding up inside the transmission. We used to take and tack weld that snap ring to this plate to keep the snap ring on. But with this spiral lock, and it's got a little lock right here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. It's got a little lock on it right here. Once it gets in place, it makes it difficult to pull this outer portion of the spiral lock off. And these very rarely ever come loose. So, okay. That part's done. We can start putting in some clutch plates and the frictions, and I'll be right back. All right. Normally, your forward and direct, they have what they call this wave washer. But I'm going to leave that out on this one here, because this one here, he's hoping for 1,000 horsepower at the crank. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm using the forward steels, which are 10 thousandths thicker than the regular direct steels, and that's going to allow me to put one more friction plate in to give him a little bit more clamping power. So you got the steel that goes in there, and then a friction, and the steel, friction, and the steel. And your clutch plates be right at the bottom of this lip here. This is where your pressure plate rests up against. And what we're going to do now is we're going to check our end play. We're going to see how much stack clearance we have. And normally it's 10 thousandths per plate. So this should have 60 thousandths minimum. Let me get a feeler gauge. I'll be right back. This is your pressure plate right here. That goes on there like that. Snap ring. Just kind of spiral it in place. Make sure it's locked in good. And then I'm going to take the feeler gauge here. See what we got here. I'm going to take a 30 and a 29. That'll give me 59. See how much clearance we got. If I can get it in there. Okay, I got that in there. And 59 thousandths fits no problem. So we'll stick this back on the center support and re-air check it again. Just like that. Should be good. So, I really wanted to start on the rest of it, but Yeah, I guess we can. I'll be right back.